All right. Okay. I think I'm ready for this. Okay. Let's do this, Mitch. Okay. Hi, I'm Kathryn, and I don't know where this will go. Hi, I'm Kathryn, and I don't know where this is going to go. But I just know that life after Mitch, life as it is now, and all the love that still exists, I'm just trying to figure that out. This is me figuring it out. This is me figuring out life after Mitch, life as it is now, and all the love that's still around. I'm not here to teach grief. I'm not here to live with it. No, well, I am here to live with it because I have to. I mean, we all have to a certain extent. We've all dealt with some type of loss on some level. But I'm not here to teach it. I'm here just to learn to live with it and figure it out. And maybe show that grief isn't really like the enemy. Grief isn't the enemy. Grief is really proof of a deep love, and it's love that keeps moving. Even when life changes its form. So, I'm just going to figure it out. So, to start, I'll tell you the story. Not the story, but why I'm here. So, grief has come into my life because almost a year ago, on October 16th of 2024, I pulled my dead son out of our pool. I pulled him out. I was by myself. I stayed home with him every day. Somehow he managed to get out of the back door. Maybe I'll get into that on a different video. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll never record this again. I don't know. I pulled him out of the water on October 16th, somewhere around 1 p.m. I haven't gotten the police records yet, which maybe when I finish recording this, I'll call and do a public request for them because I'd like to know exactly what time I called and know what that was like, relive it. For me, part of the grief journey is knowing exactly what happened that day. I know what happened. I know what I remember, but I think part of what is and has helped me heal up into this heal, if you can call it that, but up through this last year is revisiting that day by myself and also hearing other people's. So this is me figuring out what my life looks like now that I've lost Mitchell and now that I've gone through something so traumatic. Even though at times I feel like it's not that big of a deal, but then I ask people, is it a big deal? And they're like, yeah, of course it is. So that's where I'm starting. So what have I learned from grief in the last year? I have learned that grief brings out the absolute best and the absolute worst in us. And I've learned within myself that I have to make a choice daily to not allow the darkness to swallow me whole. And I have learned that there is so much in the world to be present about that we don't even realize because we're so infatuated with being busy, with proving our self-worth through busyness, that there is a whole realm and a whole world inside of us and around us that we don't even bother to really connect with on a daily basis. And grief has catapulted me into that realm. And for a long time, I thought grief was my enemy because I'm here, because I faced every parent's worst nightmare of having to bury my son, or have a funeral for my son not in the proper order. And grief has catapulted me into this different world. And for a long time, I thought she was my enemy. And what I've come to realize is she's really not. She's not my enemy. And all of us, on some level, whether you've lost a child or lost a loved one or lost a friend that's still alive or lost a job opportunity, or I don't know, everybody has dealt with some type of loss, and therefore everybody has dealt with some type of grief. And I have found that society as a whole, we don't tap into that grief. We don't tap into the gift that it gives us. And for me, grief has given me a gift. Even if I know her now because of this immense loss that I felt. The reality is I've felt grief before, but I never really spent time with her. Her, him, whatever you want to call it. I've never really spent time with grief. I've never paused my life or my thoughts enough to really think about what that loss, any type of loss, has done to me physically, mentally, spiritually, all of it. I've never spent time really thinking about what grief is because I've never cared to. It didn't hurt enough. And this hurts. So I've been forced to stop, and I've been forced to face it, and I've been forced to acknowledge a lot of things I never wanted to acknowledge before. And this is me figuring out what that looks like. This is me figuring out what is life actually about? What is it meant to be? How are we supposed to be living? You know, like, I don't know, maybe the purpose, I don't know. But grief isn't our enemy. And I think as a society as a whole, and anywhere, I don't know if we as humans really pay attention to grief and the gifts that it gives us, because grief comes with sadness, and sadness is uncomfortable, and sadness is hard. And so we don't like to feel those feelings. But we're robbing ourselves of so much by not feeling them and by not acknowledging them. Because whenever you do, for me at least within this last year, by acknowledging the pain and acknowledging the loss and the grief, it has granted me this beautiful gift of knowing a love, a depth of love inside of myself that I didn't know existed. And so this is me maybe sharing that, and this is me also talking through what that may look like, and talking through where the heck I am right now. Right now, I'm all right. I'm about a week and a day away from the 1 year anniversary of Mitchell's death that a lot of people will be impacted by, I'm sure. A lot of friends and family that have been standing with us this last year. And I guess this vlog is going to be me figuring out what life is. So I don't know. Today I don't think I'm going to do much other than introduce myself to myself and to whoever hears this in the future. But I'm Kathryn. And I am becoming well acquainted with grief. And I don't believe that grief is my enemy. I believe if I embrace her and I learn to stop fighting her and embrace her, she is a friend. And that's that. So, have a great one. I guess I'm gonna close with something that I maybe haven't written down. This is where I'm starting, not because I have the answers, but because I'm willing to listen, to feel, and to share what I find along the way. And I have a long journey ahead of me. We all do. That's life, right? And I want to authentically find joy. And I think the only way I'm going to authentically find joy is by being vulnerable about the ugliness that this is. And also, as much as I know that Mitchell is still alive in some other way, shape, or form, this is also my way of giving him the life that he will never live on earth physically. Part of his journey in life is me exploring and talking about and feeling the world, because he never will. And so I need to dig deep and feel it for him. Not feel it for him, but authentically feel it and figure it out. So this is me figuring it out. Maybe I'll do another one of these tomorrow. I don't know. But for now, have a good one. And I guess I'll talk to you guys soon. Or me soon. Whatever this is. Later.